Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Patricia Chikanda, and on this channel, we are all about goals, God, growing, glowing, and confidence. I am super excited today because we have a very special guest of ours joining us today. She is the baddest and the best in town. She's only 23 years old and is already running her own legal consultancy firm, which is almost going for a year now. Her name is Marcia, and she has worked with bigger brands like construction companies and franchises and retail stores. Let me welcome this young, beautiful queen who's doing the most to inspire other young adults. Her name is Marcia, and I just cannot wait for her to start sharing with us her ideas, sharing with us about her journey for those who really wish to run their own legal consultancy firms. Stay tuned and hear what this queen has to share with us. Welcome, Marcia. I'm super excited to have you on this episode. When I first met you, we met on a lawyer's WhatsApp group, and one thing about that group, it is so many law students, law graduates, lawyers who inspired me the most. However, you were the only person that actually took me by surprise. Like, I didn't even know that things that you were sharing were existing. So from there, I was just like, okay, this is a queen I need to make sure I follow in my entire life, because you always bring up a lot of things that most people don't know about. But then, afterwards, I was just following your page, your style of business, everything about you is just wow. And then, while I was preparing for this interview, for me to come to learn about your age, I was like, what? I was with my friend, I was just screaming that, damn, this girl is young and she's doing so much. Like, I didn't even believe that you're that young. And wow, girl, from me to you, you are a boss. And never forget about that.
Thank you so
Anyway, to
much.
start today's business, I just want to know that how did you come about to start a legal consultancy firm?
Okay, I was working for an advocate. I was actually serving my PPH, and then things did not go well. There were technical issues, if I could call it that, because it was during COVID.
Yes.
So my assignments couldn't be marked. I couldn't write my exams and all of that. So I was home for like a month or two. And then I was just sitting thinking, okay, you have a lot to do and you're unemployed. What are you going to do now? And then I figured there should be something I can do with my law degree. And then I started doing my research and I found out there are legal consultants and very few in South Africa actually. And I
True
thought,
that.
okay, this is something I can do with my degree instead of just sitting at home. And then I did some more research. I got to love it. I mean, it spoke to me as to why I studied law in the first place and what I want to do with my life. So I figured this is something I could do. I could actually stop people from going to court and save them a lot of money. So why not? Let me just do that. Yeah, that's basically how I decided to become a legal consultant and open a legal consulting company.
Wow, that's so beautiful. You know what I like about your whole thing is the fact that not only are you inspiring law graduates, you are also making a change in the community, because really, yeah, I won't even dive into much of what you're doing, because it takes a lot of balls, hey? It's so
It was
inspiring.
not easy. It's
I
still not
know.
easy, I'm not
It's
gonna lie.
scary for me. It's
It's still
scary
very
that
hard.
where did you get the guts to do that?
I think it becomes easier with a support structure that I have. I mean, I have a solid support structure. But the one thing is that if you don't continue with this, then what? You know,
Through
it's
that.
like you served. your pupillage it didn't work out, so are you now gonna give up on this? Then what are you gonna do? You're gonna go back to school? Are you gonna serve articles? Are you going to change your whole life mission because it's hard? So it's such questions that I ask myself, and I'm like, okay, just continue, just get up, just deal with this difficult times, just do it.
Okay, when you're speaking, I can sense that you've come across so many challenges, probably to a point where you felt like you should quit. What are those
Yeah.
challenges that you've come across when running this business?
Okay, it's a lot. Well, first, when I just started, the biggest challenge was naysayers. My former classmates, my family, it was like, why can't you just have articles like everyone else and become an attorney? So it was difficult getting through that. At some point, when we met, I had actually decided, okay, let me just have articles to please everyone. But as I'm searching for articles, I started thinking about why am I doing this? Am I going to live my life for other people? I mean, this is something you found and you feel like it can fulfill you as a person. So
Mm-hmm.
why not just leave everybody, leave everything and focus on this one thing? So yes,
Yes.
that is the first challenge, shutting out the naysayers. And then now that I'm actually in business, it's the clients. Clients are so difficult to please.
True,
You
true.
get a client who thinks they know better than you, although they do not have a law degree. I remember this one client was actually educating me on labor law, telling me, no, I have a friend who works at the labor department and they say this and this and this. And like, how am I gonna get out of this? So yeah, time and finances.
True,
Learning how they don't teach us at varsity how to run a business basically. So
true,
learning how to account for things that you used, I mean that you bought with the business money, how to save, how to actually grow the business, what to buy for the business, what to not buy, marketing and all of that. So yeah, learning how to run a business basically. Those are my challenges right now.
I hear you, girl. So, from that, what advice would you give someone who wants to pursue the same path?
To become a legal consultant,
Yes.
I would say first be sure that it is what you want. Like be 100% sure because there's going to be situations where you're going to be like, let me just leave this and do what everybody else is doing, which is sending
Yes.
articles or sending people. So it's not easy to follow a path that is really worked on. So be sure, be committed. There's gonna be hard times and be willing to learn. Since it is not something that's done frequently, you need to learn as much as possible. In varsity, I've never heard of a legal consultant.
Very
We were just
true.
told, you know,
Like
we were
from
told
law,
MPKPs
you aiming to go and become an advocate or an attorney. I didn't even know about legal
exactly or an attorney.
consultancy.
Yeah,
True that.
exactly. We're not taught about it. So I would say to a person, do as much research as possible and not just from Google or textbooks, but also from people. Speak to people, find out how this is done, and yeah, just be willing to learn because it's not easy, I won't lie.
So tell me, what are the advantages of a law graduate not going to save their articles and actually starting their own legal consultancy firm? What would you say are the
Well,
advantages?
the advantage is you save time, no more studying. That's one advantage. But I would say you get your independence quicker than serving articles. That's one advantage. And becoming your own boss, that's nice.
True.
Another advantage for people who don't like courts like myself, that's
Mm-hmm.
another advantage. You get to work from your office or from a boardroom, wherever you want to work, and you get to You learn every day because you meet clients that their scenarios are not in the textbook. You know, you need to
True.
do research in order to provide the service. So yeah, and it's fun. I must say it's fun. Because I work with business people, you meet different business people, different sectors, and you learn a whole lot. Unlike having a rape case and a dismissal case and all of that. So you get to learn a lot about business, and yeah, you get your independence quite quick.
Okay. So remember the last time we spoke, I remember it was sometime in January when I wanted to open my own legal consultancy firm. The
Yes.
biggest question, which I think most law graduates would have, is the fact that are we even allowed to run a legal consultancy firm? Remember how in school you always taught about you should be fit and proper, you shouldn't do this and that.
Oh
It's
yes.
always what you shouldn't do. So there's that fear that what if I overstep the boundaries? So, what would you say are the requirements for one to practice or to open their own legal consultancy firm and not find themselves in a situation
In
where,
trouble.
yeah, where they break the law?
Oh, that's another advantage of a legal consultancy. There's no body that regulates, that regulates legal consultants. So basically, you just need to have a law degree and open a company. Easy as that. You choose what kind of company you want. I was When I started, I wanted to make sure that I don't get in trouble. So I'd call the LPC a lot to find out, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I open a trust? So one there's this guy I was working with from the LPC, and he was telling me a lot of people who open legal consultancy companies are people who are actually disbarred, or
Okay.
people who are struck off the roll, whatever language you guys use, from being an attorney or from being an advocate. So they resort to opening legal consultancy
Consultancy
companies.
firm,
Yes, that way you can still work
practice.
as a lawyer, although LPC would not want you to work as an attorney or as an advocate.
I remember when I asked you, you gave an example that stood out to me. You were like, what is Scorpion or your legal wise? Those companies, they're
Mm-hmm.
not lawyers. It's actually
Yes.
a corporate board that just says we're here to offer you legal
Your
advice.
services.
So
Yes. Have you seen even clientele now serve gives out legal services?
yeah, I
So
noticed. They noticed. And
the
it
point
makes
of
sense.
clientele is probably not a lawyer, but
True.
hey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then another question that I have for you that I think most viewers would actually appreciate is what are the advantages of a person approaching a legal consultancy instead of a law firm?
Okay, I hope attorneys don't strangle me for this one. Okay, since I work with a law firm, this is my personal experience, right?
Yes.
When a person goes to a law firm, already they have a problem. It's somebody who needs help solving a problem, and chances are the attorney is gonna tell you, okay, we need to go to court, you know. Unlike unlike with a legal consultant, first of all, you can consult a legal consultant even though you do not have a problem, to find out, maybe for business people, I'm venturing into this kind of a business. What do I need? How do I stay out of trouble? How do I comply with the South African law? So you don't necessarily call a consultant only when you are in trouble. And consultants make sure that you do not go to court instead of attorneys who make sure you go to court because that's how they make money. So with a consultant, we prefer to solve your matter outside of court. So that's the biggest advantage of approaching a legal consultant.
Okay, so it saves you money more than anything.
And reputation also, because remember, when you have say a business person has a legal matter that is ongoing in court, that
True.
actually ruins the reputation of the business. So it's preferable to have your matter settled out of court to save your reputation and your money.
Very true. Very true. So tell me something, Messia. What sort of issues do you deal with in your consultancy firm?
Okay. I work with businesses. Surely your viewers can figure that out. Um, I work with businesses. The issues I deal with is people who draft their own contracts. People
Okay.
download contracts from the internet and just edit here and there. And you know that's nothing because that contract does not speak to your specific needs. So
True.
those are the issues I deal with. I now have to convince the person that no, you need a proper contract drafted by a legal person. So it's basically compliance for companies, and it's not easy because you need to convince people that you need me. You
True.
need to do this because people don't want to take out their money unless they're in trouble. So you need to convince them, well, you need contract, you need the basic conditions of employment act on the wall of your business because you have employees. So those
True.
are the kind of issues I deal with. Yes, it's basically legal compliance for businesses and
Oh,
negotiations for businesses, like when there's a tender and blah blah blah. Yeah, all of that. So
so
it's basically
basically,
legal.
your job is to ensure that someone does not even get into trouble. You avoid that before it happens. Okay,
Yes, I
that's
make sure that
interesting.
first they don't get into trouble, and two, they do not lose money because like interpretation of contracts, I interpret the contract to say, okay, this is a good deal or this is not a good deal because I specialize in commercial law and labor law. So
Okay.
I save them money that way by looking into whatever they want to venture into and helping them through the process. Like, say a person is starting out a restaurant, we will start with becoming a member of associations in there. I do that for the client, making sure that they have all of the permits. And then now we go to the employees. Do you have contracts for them and all of that? And then it's just an ongoing relationship as they're running their business to make sure they stay out of trouble and they save as much money as possible.
That's beautiful. Another question that I would like to ask, seeing that you specialize in commercial law,
Mhm.
do legal consultancy deal with other issues like from divorce, crime, and all that?
On an advisory level, you can give legal advice. For instance, with criminal law, it's just court basically. There's
Yes.
no settling out of court. You just need to go to court because it's the state. So, what a legal consultant can do is give advice on the best way forward.
All right. That's
Yeah.
that's beautiful. So tell me something. What are some of the resources that have been so useful in running your legal consultancy firm that you have made use of?
Resources, I don't understand when you say resources.
In the what has come in handy in making your business
Oh,
successful?
okay. I would say, well, relationships that I've built while working for other people, being mobile, you need to be mobile in this kind of work, technology, because sorry, unlike with law firms, with a legal consultancy company, you need to market yourself as much as possible. So for
True.
that, you need technology. I mean, you can't keep outsourcing. Like you were telling me the other day when we were talking about social media, that I just need to do it myself, and I'm still
Yes,
learning.
true.
But yeah, technology definitely knowing how to use all of these apps to get yourself out there. Yeah, being able to talk to people. One thing that a person would take for granted is airtime. making that phone call, because I was just doing my financials and I noticed how much money I actually spent on airtime because I make cold calls to clients because nobody knows me right now. I need
True.
to call business people to ask for appointments and meet them, convince them that they need me. So something like airtime is a resource that is very important and can be easily taken for granted. And yeah, basically being mobile, being able to meet clients, being able to go to the client's place of business because you need to get the feel of the business, and that way you can be able to see what needs to be done and what needs to not be done.
Okay. So tell me about a time where you felt really proud of yourself in terms of running your legal consultancy firm.
That would have to be when I signed this big client. That was last month. Yeah, I think that was last month. I went there not knowing that this person is actually like big, big, big in our province. I thought I saw an ad of one of these companies and I thought, okay, let me call this person. When I get there, I find out this person has a couple of franchises, like big brands, and there is another company that he's running. And I asked him, how much do you make? And he laughed and he didn't tell me. But yeah, I mean, the fact that I could convince him
A
to
big
work with me,
person.
although, yeah, he already had somebody doing legal work for him. But the fact that he said yes to working with me, although he already had somebody he was working with, yeah, that made me feel very proud because when I started, I remember my partner telling me you should approach these big companies because he's very ambitious. And I was like, no, I'm going to start small because I don't want to embarrass myself. So getting that yes from this particular person was a big deal for me, and I felt so
Boosted your
proud.
confidence. You know what I
Definitely. Now
actually
I'm working like a boss.
what I actually thought was your biggest moment was probably the day you decided
Mm-hmm.
to run your workshop. Like that takes guts, and
Ah,
that only would take you if you're confident in your business. Please tell me more about the
yeah.
workshop because I'm super excited to come and join you at the workshop.
You should come. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous, but I'm super excited. Okay, so the workshop will be on the 28th of August this year
Hmm.
at Peace Lodge in Polokwane. The workshop will focus on commercial law. Since we
Okay.
specialize in commercial and labor, we decided that the first workshop should be commercial because now we are starting like opening a business. So we're starting at the top, teaching people how to open a business, what kind of entity to choose, because we do not only have private companies, there are a lot of other entities,
Yes.
their advantages, their disadvantages, how to run the business legally, the kind of contracts you need in your business, what to look out for in a business, all of that. But
Hmm.
I will not be the only speaker. So I will speak on commercial law. We are also going to have a finance person. He's from an organization called Abasa. It's an accountant organization.
Okay.
So he'll be speaking on finances in business. And then I can't go deep, I know nothing. And
All
then
right.
we are also going to have a speaker on the motivational level for people who are in business or planning to start a business. So this person is already in business, he is thriving. He has not confirmed yet, but said he'll confirm this week. So excited about that. Yeah, so it's going to be three speakers. The workshop will be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we are going to have smaller and hampers, nothing big. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that.
And
And well, obviously COVID protocols will be followed. And yeah, I think that's basically it about the workshop. I get excited talking about this workshop.
I am excited for you to. And how many people are you expecting to pitch up?
We are expecting a maximum of 50 people as per COVID regulations.
Okay,
And yeah, that's the maximum. So if we get less, we'll still continue with the workshop, but we cannot have more
more
than
than
50.
50. All right.
Mm.
So if you were me, if you were in my
Mhm.
shoes right now, what questions would you ask yourself?
Would I ask my
Yes.
wow, Trish.
Yes,
um
because I know you, but not that much. So I'm just
mhm.
asking you questions. I think, okay, she's about this, but there are other things that we
Oh,
might want to know about you that are quite interesting, since everything about you seems intriguing.
really? You're the
Yes,
first person to tell me I'm interesting.
really? No,
I
you
don't get
are.
that a lot.
You're genuinely interesting. Okay, you moved me. You inspire me.
Thank
You
you.
motivate me.
Thank you so
So
much.
what's that question you would ask yourself?
I would I would ask myself where to from now? What's the plan? What's the biggest plan for Michelle Legal Consultancy?
And
So are you
what's
gonna
the
answer the
plan?
question first?
Yeah, definitely. What's the plan?
Okay. I don't know. I'm kidding. The plan is to have more workshops firstly. Hopefully if the first one is a success, I think we can have a workshop every 3 months or every 2 months, we'll see. But definitely have more workshops around the country just to educate people in business on how to run their business legally. And well, I would like to get an assistant, somebody who helps me with this business. I'm
I
tired.
know. I know.
And yeah, just to grow. I definitely want to grow. I'm not looking into getting office space anytime soon. I mean, with COVID and everything, it's showed us that we don't need offices. So just
Okay.
to grow, have more people, create employment, and get people to know about legal consultants, what they do. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
plan.
Okay. Another question is, what three people have been the most influential in your life?
Um, it's actually not people in our industry, unfortunately.
That's still
It,
fine.
there's this woman I love so much. You probably know her. It's Jeannie Mai.
Okay.
She's American. She's a TV host on The
Okay.
Real. Yeah,
Okay.
I like her drive, like how she started compared to where she is now, and how she's still pushing. She works so hard. She basically does everything, and yeah, she works hard, and that definitely motivates me.
Mhm.
Another one locally would have to be Tulima Donsela, although she's controversial right now, but I like how the fact that now everybody's talking about her. Oh, years back, now everybody knows who Tulima Donsela is, compared to also where she started. She did not think that she'd be in a position where now everyone is talking about her. I mean, like her or not, you know her, and that's big, you
True
know.
that.
So yeah, and she speaks her truth. That is one thing, the biggest thing that motivates me about her. She speaks her truth, and she's not afraid of who's gonna say what. So yes, I like that. It's one of the things I'm proud of um, in myself, that I followed a path that has not been followed by a lot of people, and
Hmm.
not looking back. So I see that in her also, that she became a female public protector and spoke her truth regardless of who is saying what.
Mm.
The third person is a cliche, but has to be my mother.
I saw that one coming.
Because I speak about her a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that woman motivates me. Well, it's not my story to tell, but she got her degree at a late age, in her late 30s, with
Wow.
kids, you know, a divorcee, and she's just pushing. She's just trying to make the best out of her life, regardless of what life has thrown at her. So, and she's
It's
a happy person generally. So if I can just be as happy and as strong as she is, I'm done.
That's beautiful. It actually gave me chills. The fact that you can have a mother whom you look up to who has broken so many barriers and actually motivated you to become a queen like she is too. Anyway, my other question would be, what's the recent thing that you've read or listened to that actually inspired you?
Hmm. Read or listened to? That's very hard. Let me think, because I haven't watched, read, or listened to anything in a long time. Let me think. That is a hard one, Fish. Um, okay.
Because
The
last time
recent.
when we spoke, you were saying you would get back to reading, so I thought you had
I
something.
didn't. It's so hard. Like I buy books, and then instead of reading that book, I'm like, okay, but you need to catch up on your work. So which one is it going to be? You know. But I read this article on women in business and the challenges they face, which is discrimination from not only men but from women also.
True.
As to, okay, so once you have kids, how are you going to work that out? Those kind of things. And you're soft, all of that, you're not going to be successful in business. Yeah, it was basically an article covering, I think, three women on how they deal with discrimination as business people. And they just, all what I could get from all of them is just do it. Whatever they're saying is bad. If you feel it's good, just do it. If they're saying you're soft, continue being soft. That's the unique thing that you have in you, the unique character that would actually make your business different and therefore successful.
Okay, that's
I'm gonna
beautiful.
read, Trish. Let me
You
read.
have to. You have to. Anyway, so where can our viewers find you?
Okay, you can find me on Facebook. It's Mercia Legal Consultant. Twitter, Mercia Legal Consultant. Instagram, Mercia Legal Consultant. LinkedIn is Mercia Kunutu, Kunut. And where else? Oh, there's a WhatsApp line where anyone can call either for advice or whatever. Wait, I don't know if I heard it. It's 078-687-7479. We also get calls from law students who call and just want advice on how to go about the legal industry, what's the best way possible. So I make time for such. And yeah, basically anything you want to know about Measure Legal Consultants, you can get us on those platforms. And we also have a website. It's measurelegalconsultants.co.za, and email is info@measurelegalconsultants.co.za.
Okay, Mesha, thank you for such a beautiful, inspiring interview. And to all our viewers, you can follow her on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. She gave us here WhatsApp numbers. And for those who want to open their businesses or who want their businesses reviewed, you can also join her on her workshop on the 28th of August this year. The seats are still available, but make sure you book in time because we will only be accommodating 50 people. From me to you guys, Till next time, goodbye.